Okay, so I've been getting a lot of messages from people who are 28, 29, even 35, saying they want to get into design, but they feel like they're too late. And it made me realize something. My path to design has been unconventional, to say the least. Pre-med in studio art, design, software engineering, and now back to design. But here's the thing. All those experiences are actually why I'm booking clients now. Clients are literally choosing me because of my engineering background and not despite it. So if you're sitting there comparing yourself to talented 20-year-olds on Instagram or Twitter, or you think you're too old to switch careers, or that your background doesn't fit, I want to show you why that actually might be your biggest advantage. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm 29, and this year I transitioned from software engineering back to product design. And yes, I said back because this journey has been all over the place. Today's video is a bit different from my usual tutorials. It's more of a personal, sit-down kind of video, because I've been getting so many messages from people saying things like, I'm 28 and I feel like it's too late, or I've been doing marketing for 5 years. How can I possibly compete with design graduates? And honestly, I get it. I know exactly how that feels. So today I just wanted to share my messy career path, the advantages I didn't know that I had, and honestly just show you why your non-traditional background might actually be exactly what you need. Okay, so let me tell you about my career path, which is definitely not the straight line that you see on LinkedIn. In college, I was pre-med and studio art double major. I was studying biochemistry while also staying up till 3 a.m. painting. I had never touched a design program before. Figma, I had never heard of it. My entire art experience was physical. Paintbrushes, charcoal, canvas. The most digital that I got was taking photos of my artwork with my phone to submit for art critiques. Then, senior year, Christian, who's now my fiance,
we just got engaged, so everyone should congratulate her. Yay!
he randomly showed me UI design, and something just clicked, but this field felt so new to me. Designing for screens was a whole different world from what I knew. I was already 22, about to graduate college in 4 months, with zero design experience. Other designers have been building portfolios way earlier. I remember looking at their work and just feeling so behind. So I had a lot of late nights figuring everything out, watching YouTube tutorials, which is kind of funny since now I'm making them. I redesigned some of my favorite apps. My portfolio was 100% conceptual work because I had zero real clients. And then somehow, I landed a UI design internship right out of college. Was the salary great, especially in New York City? No. Did I have imposter syndrome? Definitely. But I was in. Now here's where it gets even messier. After a year at the design agency, I started working closely with developers and started getting really interested in how things actually got built. The logic, the problem solving. It reminded me of what I actually enjoyed in my pre-med classes. So I did something that made zero sense to anyone. I applied to a software engineering bootcamp at a corporate company that my friends referred me to. I spent the next 6 years as a software engineer, 6 years writing code, debugging, sitting in sprint planning meetings, and having stand-up every day. But I always loved thinking about the user experience first, which made me appreciate both the technical and the design perspectives. Fast forward to April 2025, I got laid off, and Christian suggested that I go back to design because he saw how much I still loved it and how I'd light up talking about design problems. So here I am, almost 30, starting as a freelance designer after this whole journey. And honestly, this path has given me perspectives that I wouldn't have gotten any other way. Let me share what I've discovered coming to design from a different field, because these advantages are real. First, you can translate between technical and creative teams. When I'm in a client meeting and they mention technical constraints, I actually understand what they mean, like really understand. I can have conversations with both developers and designers and help them understand each other better. It's like being bilingual but for work. Second, you understand how businesses actually operate. 6 years in corporate taught me so much. How to work with different types of stakeholders, how to present ideas to people who have different priorities. Some care about the visual impact, others care about metrics, and that's totally valid. When I was 22 at that agency, I'd get frustrated when clients had different priorities than mine, but now I understand that everyone brings their own expertise to the table, and that ultimately makes the final product better. Third, your life experience is design experience. Every job you've had gives you unique insights. That customer service job means you understand user pain points. Teaching or tutoring experience means you understand how people process information. A healthcare background means you understand complex systems. Everything you've done before becomes part of your toolkit, and it all adds up. Fourth, Fifth, you learn differently and often faster. This one surprised me. When I came back to design after 6 years, I expected to be hopelessly behind, but I caught up as much as I could and quite far in about 3 months. Because when you've been working for a while, you know how to learn strategically. I didn't try to learn everything. I identified exactly what I needed, and I embraced AI tools. ChatGPT for user personas and copy suggestions, Claude for competitive analysis and user research, Midjourney for mood boards and visual concepts, DALL-E for some quick icon generation, Figma AI for auto layout and component suggestions, Framer AI for interactions and animations, and even Claude Code for rapid conceptual MVPs for coding, which helps me understand technical constraints. I saw AI as a tool to enhance my work, not replace it, and that made all the difference. Fifth, you know what you want. When you come to design with work experience, you have a better sense of what projects align with your goals. You understand your own working style, what energizes you, what drains you, and I'm selective about projects now. I choose ones that align with my values and where I can really help the client succeed, and clients appreciate that intentionality. The point is, you're bringing something unique to the table, and you're not competing with recent grads. You're offering something completely different. Okay, but let me be really honest. Knowing these advantages intellectually and actually believing them are two different things, because the fears are real and they're loud. Fear number 1, the industry only wants young designers. I believe this one's so hard. I'd look at agency websites and think they'd never want someone who's almost 30, just starting to freelance, and has been out of the design industry for several years. But here's what actually happened. My clients obviously never ask my age, not once. They care about results. A lot of clients value working with someone who has professional experience in other fields. Fear number 2, I've been away from design for too long. This almost kept me from trying. 6 years away felt like forever, and design has evolved so much. But the fundamentals have not changed. Good typography is still good typography. Users still want things to be intuitive, and what has changed are the tools, and they have gotten so much better. Figma in 2025 compared to tools in 2019 is incredible. Features that would have taken hours now just take minutes, and when I thought I was behind, I realized I was arriving at the perfect time. Fear number 3, younger designers are more creative. This one hurt because I believed it about myself. I thought creativity peaked in my early 20s and that I've missed my window. But creativity is not about age, it's about connections. And now you have more things to connect. Recently, I've been helping Christian with a subscription tracking app that he's been building. My engineering background helps me understand the technicals, my design skills make it intuitive, and my experience paying bills and managing subscriptions as an adult means I actually understand the user's frustrations. That combination creates solutions that are both beautiful and practical. Fear number 4, I need to hide my background. When I first started freelancing, I tried to minimize my engineering years. I thought clients would see it as proof that I wasn't a real designer, but then I started mentioning it naturally in conversations, and clients were actually excited about it. They loved that I could understand their technical constraints and communicate with their dev teams. Now my bio leads with it. Product designer and ex-software engineer. Now clients reach out specifically because of that combination. Fear number 5, it's too risky at this age. This is the big one, the one that keeps people stuck because starting over feels impossible when you have responsibilities. But staying in a career that drains you is also risky. It affects your mental health, your relationships, and your sense of self. And practically, if you have savings or you can transition gradually, that reduces the risk. But I also understand that not everyone has that option, and that's okay too. Everyone's path looks different. I'm not going to pretend that it's easy, but the alternative, not trying, felt way worse to me. Okay, let's actually talk about what this looks like day to day, because I want to be transparent about both the challenges and the wins. First, the financial reality. I went from a senior software engineering salary to a freelance design income that varies month to month. That's a big adjustment, and I'm not going to pretend that it wasn't. But I'm only about 5 months into this journey. My corporate engineering salary took me 6 years for me to build. Now as a freelancer, some months I make more, some I make less. It's not completely linear, and I try not to let that get to me. Overall, the trajectory is upwards, and that's what I focus on. My first month freelancing, I made about $2,000. Then it grew from there. The growth matters more than any individual month. And I'm building multiple revenue streams. Client work, this YouTube channel, design resources. The potential ceiling is much higher than my corporate salary ever could have been. Will it take time to get there? Yes. But I'm building something that's mine. Second, the confidence reality. The imposter syndrome can get pretty brutal, especially in the beginning. There are days when I open up Instagram, see incredible work from designers who've been doing this for years, and then I spiral. Those thoughts of I'm too slow or I'm not talented enough definitely creeps in. But then a client responds to my design with genuine excitement, and I remember they hired me for my unique perspective perspective and aesthetic, not to be like everyone else. Third, the learning curve reality. When I came back to design, Figma had all these features I've never seen before, and design systems were way more sophisticated. I spent my first week just watching YouTube tutorials feeling completely overwhelmed, but embracing AI tools changed everything. In a few months, I went from feeling very behind to actually starting to feel confident in my skills again. I've already got a video talking about what I would do if I were to learn design all over again, so feel free to check that out if you want. Fourth, the client reality. The concept of finding clients was terrifying. I didn't have my original work from 6 years ago, so I had to create a completely new portfolio from scratch this year. But I positioned myself as someone who brings both technical understanding and design skills to the table. Every client that I've worked with has been amazing, and they've chosen to work with me specifically because of my unique background and not despite it. Fifth, the social reality. I got laid off from my stable tech job, and it wasn't my choice to go back to design initially. But Christian gave me the idea, and I decided to pursue it as an opportunity. People have very different reactions when you tell them you're freelancing after being in corporate. Some are supportive, some are confused, but I've connected with so many amazing creatives and clients who value what I bring to the table, and I'm lucky to have an incredible support system of friends and family who are rooting for me anyways. Alright, so if you're sitting there thinking, okay, so actually how do I get started? This section is for you. Here's what actually worked for me. Step 1, list what you actually bring to the table. Stop thinking about what you lack. Write down industries you understand, problems you've solved, software you know, and soft skills you've developed. These aren't weaknesses, these are your positioning strategy. Step 2, find your bridge niche. You can't design for everyone starting out. Find something that connects your past to your design future. For me, it was technical products and hobbies. For you, it might be health tech if you were in healthcare, or ed tech if you were in education. Step 3, start before you're ready. Honestly, you'll never feel ready, so start with projects that excite you. Technically, my first project was a book app that I created for my portfolio, and it combined my love for reading with my technical understanding. Starting with something that you're passionate about makes the whole process more enjoyable. Step 4, use AI as your accelerator. It's 2025 and I started to embrace it. Here's my stack: ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney, Figma AI, Framer AI, Claude Code, and a bunch more. These tools let me work like someone with years more experience. Step 5, document everything. Start creating content with 0 followers because it forces you to articulate what you're learning, builds authority over time, and attracts clients who resonate with your journey. Step 6, price for value, not just time. You're not just charging for hours in Figma, you're charging for your unique perspective, your understanding of different industries, and your ability to bridge gaps between teams. Step 7, build stepping stones. Start with one small project you can nail. Get that glowing testimonial, use that confidence for slightly bigger projects, and don't try to land your dream client on day 1. Step 8, create a realistic timeline. Here's mine. Months 1 to 3, skills refresh, portfolio, finding clients. Months 4 to 6, consistent work, building the pipeline. Months 7 to 12, scaling while raising rates. In year 2, multiple revenue streams. I'm in month 5 now, and it's been a constant learning journey. Step 9, find your people. You can't do this alone. Find other career changers, designers who appreciate diverse backgrounds, and mentors who've done something similar. This YouTube community is a part of it. And step 10, trust the process. There will be hard days, days when you doubt everything, but on those days, remember, you're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be. I know that sounds cliche, but I promise you that it's true. Let me share the mental reframes that actually helped me. From starting over to building on. I used to think that I was throwing away 6 years of software engineering, but you're not starting over, you're building on everything that you've learned. You're not at 0. You're at whatever number that represents all of your accumulated knowledge. From I'm behind to I'm on my own path. That 20-year-old designer is not ahead of you, they're on a different track entirely. They're specialists and you're bringing multiple perspectives. Both are very valuable, just different. From despite my age to because of my experience. Don't apologize for your age or where you are in life. I don't succeed despite being almost 30 and having a very windy career path. I succeed because of it. From I need permission to I give myself permission. Nobody is going to declare you an official designer. The moment that you decide that you are, you are. From what if I fail to what if this works? We spend so much time worrying about failure, but what if you actually succeed? What if your unique background is actually your superpower? I still have to remind myself of these daily because that inner critic just does not disappear. But each time you choose the empowering thought, it gets a little bit easier. Before we wrap up, I wanted to address something. Some of you might be thinking, that's great for you, but you had savings, you had severance, and you have support. And you're right, I do acknowledge my extreme privilege. I have a supportive partner, we have our dog Luna, but no kids, and I had a financial cushion. These things matter, and I can't pretend that they don't. But privilege does not invalidate the difficulty. I still had to overcome the fear, rebuild my confidence, and learn new skills. More importantly, your circumstances might be different, but the principles still apply. Maybe you can't quit tomorrow, but you can still start learning in the evenings. Maybe you can't take a pay cut, but you can build a side hustle. The path will look different for everyone, and it will not be easy. And that's okay. Some of the most successful career changers I know had very challenging circumstances. Constraints can make you more strategic and creative. So yes, definitely acknowledge your situation and be realistic about your timeline, but don't let the perfect circumstances be the enemy of you trying to start at all. The people who message me thinking that it's too late to change are usually in their late 20s or 30s, but I know designers who have switched careers much later than that. If you've made it this far, I hope something in this resonated with you, and I just wanted to say you're not too late. You're not too old, you're not too anything. Your path doesn't need to look like anyone else's, your timeline does not need to match any standard, and your background does not need to fit any mold. Will it be challenging? Yes. Will there be moments of doubt? Absolutely. But there's something really special about finally doing work that excites you every day. If any of this helped you, or if you're on a similar journey, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. But more than anything, remember, your non-traditional path is not a weakness, and it's not a detour. It's what makes you unique and valuable in ways you might not even realize yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.